Hey, fellow anime addicts! Guess what's hotter than the summer sun? A sizzling lineup of anime coming your way summer 2024. So grab your shades, grab your snacks, and maybe a fan, cause things about to get lit. From beachside battles to slice of life sweetness, we've got the scoop on the 10 anime you'll be binge watching till the ice cream melts. Get ready for a roller coaster ride of emotions, action-packed adventures, and maybe even a few laughs along the way. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the hype. Starting off strong, we have the long-awaited second season of Oshi. The pilot episode was so good that it gained a massive fan base in just a few days. No wonder it's already getting a second season. We don't know much about the plot yet, but let's hope they stay true to the original manga, just like they did in season 1. Things are getting intense, especially with Aqua getting closer to uncovering the truth about his real father and his mother's tragic death. This anime took us on an emotional roller coaster in the previous season, and I'm sure this season won't be any different. I can't wait. Elf can't be on a diet. Elves, those enchanting and mystical creatures, possess an ethereal beauty that captivates our imagination. With their elongated lifespan, pointed ears, heightened senses, and deep connection with nature, they truly are extraordinary beings. But wait, hold on. Can elves really be, bodacious? That seems highly unlikely, right? Well, apparently Naui-kun from Elf has defied all expectations. This elf, who ventured into our world, indulged in all sorts of junk food and ended up gaining a significant amount of weight. Now it's up to the main character, a monsieur, to help her shed those extra pounds and regain her slender figure. Let me tell you, this task won't be a walk in the park. Not only does Naokun have a penchant for cheating on her diet, but she can't resist the allure of junk food, even if her life depended on it. Despite the challenges, this show promises to bring some lightheartedness to our lives, and goodness knows we could all use a little pick-me-up. Am I right? My wife has no emotion. You know what's been bugging me lately? It's the trend of anime protagonists this season falling head over heels in love with anything and everything, as long as it's not a regular girl. Take, for instance, My Wife Has No Emotion, where the main character falls for a robot he created to handle household chores. He jokes around about marrying her one too many times, and before he knows it, he's in deep trouble. Now, the idea of marrying a robot is stuck in his mind, but does the robot reciprocate those feelings? Can a human and a robot even have a romantic relationship? So many questions that need answers, and this series promises to provide them all. But until then, we'll just have to be patient and wait for the answers to unfold. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human. The worst case scenario you can imagine while battling alongside the Demon Lord, whose only goal is to wipe out humanity, is for him to discover that you, his most loyal and formidable mage, are actually human. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human and is exactly what it claims to be. The Demon Lord's army has a human mage who is the strongest, most trusted, and feared. It's quite intriguing why he would fight against his own kind, but what's more important is that he must keep his true identity hidden at all costs, especially from the demons themselves. Revealing his secret could mean the end of his life. I don't have any issues with the series or the plot except the CGI. If you've known me for all these years, you'd know how much I hate CGI anime. However, I have watched some shows with CGI and surprisingly enjoyed them. However, this series will be one of those exceptions. The trailer showed a lot of action, destruction, and spellcasting. Let's hope the actual anime lives up to its promising trailer. Why nobody remembers my world. So here's the question for you all. If everyone who ever knew you forgets about you, does that mean you cease to exist? That's the dilemma the main character's facing in Why Nobody Remembers My World. After a brutal war between 5 races, humans emerged victorious under the leadership of hero Sid. However, Sid is suddenly erased from existence, leaving only Kai to remember the old human world. In this new, darker world, demons and dragons reign supreme, but Kai, destined to inherit Sid's powers and legendary blade, becomes humanity's last hope against this sinister reality. Good will always find a way to triumph over evil, and Kai is the key to freeing humanity from this dark existence. Suicide Squad Isekai. I can't believe that Suicide Squad Isekai is actually a real series coming out this season. When I first saw a clip of it, I thought it was just some fan-made project, but now, seeing that it's a legit show, I'm pretty excited. The characters are iconic, and any misstep could anger the fans, especially after what happened with Batman. Hopefully this season lives up to the hype and doesn't disappoint in the end. Days with My Stepsister. Oh man, remember when I said nothing could ruin this season? Well, I might have jinxed it. But seriously, I know some of you already thought this title sounded sketchy. Let me set the record straight. This anime is not what you're thinking. These two characters have been through some tough times with their divorces, dealing with a lot of unsolved trauma. It's all about how they bond over their shared experiences and realize they have more in common than they thought. But could their admiration for each other turn into something more? Let's just hope the sister doesn't end up in a sticky situation. By the way, have you guys subscribed yet? If not, click it now. What are you waiting for? And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss out the future content. Next anime in line is Giji Harem. This guy is seriously desperate to become some sort of big shot. It's gotten to the point where his classmate and closest friend, he has taken it upon himself to boost his self-esteem. But instead of helping him with the issues, she's decided to pretend that he has a whole harem of girls fawning over him. Sometimes though, a little bit of truth slips through the act. It turns out that this girl actually has feelings for the main character, but she has no idea how to express them. She can play a million different characters perfectly, but she can't bring herself to admit her love for him. Up next, we have Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. Can you believe it? After long wait, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest is finally here. I'm so pumped for this, especially with Natsu back in action. Who could have thought that this show would continue after defeating Ankolgolia and Zeref? The Fairy Tail Guild is back and ready for one of the toughest missions ever, the 100 Years Quest. No one's ever been able to complete it, but these guys are going to give it a shot. Will they succeed, or the 5 dragon gods prove to be too much for them? Only time will tell. Speaking of waiting, we've waited long enough for this one to make its comeback, and it's finally here. Let's give a warm welcome to Tower of God Season 2. And you know what this means, right? It's time for revenge from some certain Rachel, bitch. Ben is going to have to rise from the depths of sorrow and betrayal and make his way back up to the upper level of the tower to reclaim what's rightfully his. This anime introduced us to so many new concepts and had some of the most amazing art style and fights in the world of anime. I'm confident that this season will be just as epic, not better than the first one. But for now, all we can do is just patiently wait and eagerly anticipate the release of the anime. No Longer Allowed in Another World. No Longer Allowed in Another World kicks off with the supposed demise of Dazai Osamu and his spouse in a tragic car crash. And guess who's to blame? Truck-kun, as always. When Truck-kun strikes, it hits with such a force that it shatters time and space, transporting the unfortunate victim to a whole new world. As per the usual routine, upon arrival, a goddess greets you, bestows upon you new powers or skills, and sends you off on a grand adventure in this vast unknown realm. Now, this kind of scenario might excite like 99.9% of the population, but for Dazai, this messed up individual, he's like, nah, I'm good. I just want to go ahead and kick the bucket. So he proceeds to down a massive amount of pills in hopes of meeting his demise. Seriously, dude? You've given a second chance at life in another world and it doesn't even reignite a spark of appreciation for existence and your cold, unfailing art. It's absolutely mind-boggling, and that's why I'm so captivated by this show. And that's a wrap, folks. Which of these upcoming anime are you most excited to dive into this summer? Let us know in the comments below, and hey, if you're enjoying hanging out with us, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest anime hype. Until next time, stay cool, stay awesome, and keep those anime dreams alive.